same option for audio clips. So I can right click on this audio clip, go to inspector, click on the audio tab here and change my audio routing to change this audio's playback to any of ProPresenter's audio channels.
This
That we
is the
have set
Reversus
up. So
Show,
now
and
you
this
can
is a
present like a
test
pro with
of
a
the
brand
show.
new audio engine inside
Versus
of Pro.
Show test. This is a Versus Show test. What's up, everybody? So, my name is Chris Hamilton, and I'm your host here for the Versus Show. Right now, we're testing out a new software. I love all software. I love testing out software. So it's nothing for me to just, just test something out, even if I don't need it, even if everything is going great, and we like what we've been using. If somebody says, hey, there's this other thing you can do, I'm willing to test that out as well. But along with testing it out, also the reason why I'm testing it out is because it's probably going to be what we use to stream our live stream at the church as well. So that's probably what we're going to end up using, because we can use things like lyrics, and we can use things like inputs and video inputs, audio inputs, and we can stream live. Like right now, I'm streaming live to YouTube right now using Pro Presenter. Now, of course, I have the free version, so of course you're probably going to see that Pro Presenter logo flash every now and again, but when we purchase the full software, that won't actually happen. And I'm pretty happy with the way that this is coming through currently right now. What I want to do right now is I'm actually going to play a video. I'm going to play something else so you can see what something else might look like as I add it into our stream here. So, for example, here is an example of a song slideshow that's been created. So here's No Not One song lyrics, and we'll be able to go through each of the song lyrics like such, right, with the video feed. And of course, that will be used for when we're singing a song. We can play that, we can go through it, but then we can also switch back to our regular input, and we will be able to show our main stage input as well. So, and we're going to bring back our input as well. So just working with it, just working with it, making sure that it is doing exactly what we want it to do. Everything is still playing right now. I'll be able to go through different things and show different things. And as I switch back and forth, it's switching back very nicely. So let's see. Let's play something else. Let's put something else up, and we'll put something else up. We'll put a timer up right now so that we can see how that timer would work, and we'll get that going. Now, besides that, I am using this platform right now, basically, like I said, just to test this out. So if you happen to see it come up, or you happen to see it, flash up on your screen, on your notifications, and you come join, watch me, I'd love to have you, but it's really just for a test. So not actually running any show right now currently, but in the future we may. So I'm just setting up my device here because it has music, and I don't actually want it to play any music when I add it into this stream. When I add it into the stream, I don't want it to play any music. So it's going to play the countdown right now, and it's not playing the music. So there is music attached to this, but I don't actually want to play this music. So we're just going to let that countdown run right now so you guys can see what that looks like. again. But when we purchase the full software, that won't actually happen. And I'm pretty happy with the way that this is coming through currently right now. What I want to do right now is I'm actually going to play it. All right, so that slideshow is actually currently still playing. What I want to do right now is I want to add in another input just so you guys can see. Oh yeah, that's basically what we would have to do. And we are back. So you can kind of see how ProPresenter works. There's a couple different things you can do. I was able to add in that video to just play as we normally would play it, because we normally play that video at the start of our show. And so we were able to actually just go ahead and play that while that countdown was going. I added that in very, very quickly, actually. One thing that actually takes some time is setting up the slideshow, setting up lyrics, and setting up, how your devices move, how your scenes and your presentations move from presentation to presentation. So that's one thing that you do have to take time to set up. So like right now we're working on worship services ahead of time, not on the day of, but we have to actually work on them ahead of time. So we got to get song lists so that we can get the slideshows and the song lyrics ready so they can be up on the screen, so they can show to our audience, right? We have to have that, and we got to do that ahead of time. We can't do that the day of, or we can't do that as the pre-worship or as the worship is happening. We have to do some things ahead of time. And so, with practice and with preparation, comes the outcome that you're looking for. If there's no practice, if there's no preparing, if there's no planning, then you won't get the outcome that you're hoping for. So I was just testing out their streaming service, and at first I thought that you had to use their Resi software, or that you had to use their Resi site to go live, but you actually don't. Once you purchase, without even purchasing, I should say, because this is not a purchased software that I'm using right now, or currently I'm using the free trial version. And with this free trial version, of course, it shows that backsplash. It shows that image of the ProPresenter that splash to let you know that, hey, you got to purchase this. But we were able to go live without purchasing anything to test it. So if you're thinking about, using it or testing it, then you can get it absolutely free. Download it, start building out a presentation, start building out your worship service or your live show, start building everything out, and then you can go live. You can stream live. I'm using a Camlink 4K to bring in my camera. And I'm using a microphone. This is a dynamic microphone, a PreSonus PD70, and it's attached to my Focusrite audio USB interface. But many churches will probably use a mixing board of some sort. So you'll probably use your mixing board, and that way you'll have your microphones probably wireless, probably wired. They'll be going into that mixing board, and you just need to make sure that your mixing board has some kind of USB out so that you can send that USB out into a computer, and then that way ProPresenter can find that audio and you can link that audio together with your video and run everything smoothly. So I really like the software, and I'm just kind of checking it out, making sure everything is okay in terms for what we need to do for our worship service. So for our worship service, we're not like many other churches. Of course, our worship service is all a cappella, so we don't really have like needs for like cameras for bands or for like other parts of the auditorium. Mainly what we need is a main view for the speaker, whoever that is. Either that's the person that's doing parts of worship like communion, invocation, contribution. We need a camera for that, and we need a camera for the minister. And maybe we'll need like maybe a second or third video just to give some change, so that it's not just one static image, but we can actually switch back and forth between those different cameras and just give the audience a different view. The viewer can see they can see something different than what they normally are seeing, which is just one camera just straight on. They can actually switch between cameras. So like right now, that's what I'm going to do as well. I'm going to go ahead and add in a third camera. I have my webcam set up, but I also want to add in another camera. So I'm going to add in my Sony 4K camera, and I'm going to choose the same audio so I can make sure that the audio is also coming in on that camera when I add it in. And I'm going to go ahead and add that camera in and switch my camera right now. Oh, well, it seems like I switched it, but let me see. Did it actually switch? I don't think it switched. What's happening? Yeah, did it switch? Okay, so here this is right here. All right, so let's do some tinkering. Let's figure out what's happening here. So we have our audio. Oh, our video is not selected. Is the camera on? Let's see. Let's switch it to our webcam. We'll switch to our webcam right now, and if our webcam comes in, then we're golden. All right, so here's our webcam. I'll move this webcam into a different location so that it'll look a little better. Okay, great. And so here we are. We have our webcam, a different view, right? Just a different view, a different feeling. I'm going to go ahead and activate that. Let me see my routing. My routing is not coming in where I want it to come in. So now my routing is coming in where I want it to come in for that input. And we're going to switch that input right now. Let's see, we got to add this input. I'm going to add camera 3, input 3. Yeah, it's right here. It should be switching over. It's not currently switching over for some reason. Oh, maybe because I need to set the behavior. So there's a couple different things you do have to set. So I set the behavior correctly. So now it has switched over. So here is the second camera view. This is my webcam right here. It's a Logitech C920. And you can tell that it definitely looks a little different than what the other camera looks like. This, of course, is a Nikon D3500, and this camera is this camera is a DSLR. It has interchangeable lenses, right? It's not a mirrorless, but it has a mirror inside of it. And so this camera has a larger sensor, and this is all tech talk, right? But the camera has a larger sensor than what the other camera has. And so because of that, because of that larger sensor, we are able to get in more light. Of course, and now I have a different lens on it. I have a 1.8 50 millimeter lens on it, and because of that lens, the camera is receiving much more light than what the other camera is receiving. It has a very flat profile. So the difference would be like when you look at your phone, for example. Like if you look at this phone, if you look at how far the lens protrudes out, it's just not very much. It's not a very big lens. It's not capturing a lot of information, even though these iPhone 12s have really good cameras. But you think about what a DSLR camera might look like, and you see that the lens protrudes away from the body, and that lens is, the glass that's inside of it is doing a lot of work to actually make sure that things look good. So I know why that input was not working. One of the reasons why that input was not working is because that camera is not on. So I'm gonna go turn that camera on right now, and as I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and switch back again to one of our main stage. Here we go, to our countdown. Yeah. So right now that camera is not currently working. It's coming up black. If I switch to this other camera, then this camera works. We can switch back and forth between these two. We can delete this one because we don't actually need it. Delete. And we'll go back to this one. Yeah, but for some reason my input 4 is not currently setting correctly. But nonetheless, I really do like this software. I'm gonna tinker around with it and see how I can, get it to work a little bit better and do everything that we need it to do. Of course, also using things such as, shortcut keys, and I have our Stream Deck here, so we can route that to use some shortcuts so that we're not having to go into the files and into everything to figure things out, but we can just simply set it up and go, where we're at a press of a button. We can run the audio, we can run the video, we can run a countdown, we can run a slide, whatever have you. We'll be able to run that in that manner. I'm going to try this video one last time. And I'm pretty sure I know the problem is it's one of my issues. Actually, it's on my end. I don't have enough USB 3 outputs on my computer, so because of that, I'm not able to pull in enough cameras. And for one of those reasons, I was planning on getting the A10 Mini, so that I would be able to limit myself to one USB 3 and not have to have 3 different capture cards going at one time. So We recommend that you use Stream 4500. Yeah, well, it's streaming what it's streaming. It's doing what it's doing. All right, cool. Capture settings, 6 megabytes per second. We're good to go. I was able to set that up. No problem. No problem. So we got our second camera input, but unfortunately we don't have our third camera input because I literally just don't have enough inputs for it. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad to see everything is working, you know, how it's supposed to be working. So I'm gonna just use this as a reference point, go back to it, see if my audio was actually in sync with the video, and make sure everything looked and sound good and sound right. Maybe I need to change something, adjust something, move a camera, or what have you. And yeah, we will be having our show this Friday. What that show will look like, we haven't exactly planned or, you know, set that up just yet. We've got some things in the works, and we got some things going on for the end of the month and throughout the month as well. So yeah, just keep in mind with that. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the show, and hopefully you enjoyed this video if you happen to see it come across your feed. Again, my name is Chris Hamilton with The Versus Show, and we'll see you guys on the next one.